Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissistic personality disorder to give you more understanding of what you've been through, those people you might be dealing with and how to recover from narcissistic abuse. I just want to thank all the new subscribers and I'm glad these videos are helping you. This video is because I've been speaking to a lot of people recently that seem to be hitting the breaking point. So it's a video about narcissistic abuse and when you reach breaking point. The human psychology for breaking point is when someone has reached a point where they perceive themselves to have so many problems, situations or difficulties, when they feel like they have hit crisis point and feel like they can no longer cope, like they're about to collapse or give in or give up. When your endurance, self-control and emotions give way under all the stress. We all face those breaking points in life and each and every one of us has a different level of how much we can take before we reach that breaking point. During a narcissistic relationship of any kind, you can hit so many breaking points that fundamentally change who you are and not usually for the better. From your reactions to their abusive ways, to losing your self-respect, your self-trust, your self-worth, your confidence, and even your own sanity, often left a former shell of your former self with anxiety, depression, and PTSD. The silent treatments can cause breaking points. The anxiety caused due to the fact that you never know which person they will be on any given day can cause breaking points. The multitude of lies can cause breaking points. The confusion within your own mind from all the gaslighting, the reality you live and the reality they're telling you can cause breaking points. The affairs or just knowing they are having one can cause breaking points. Being the scapegoat of a narcissistic parent and feeling like you just cannot measure up, or being the golden child and under constant pressure to perform and meet your parents' every expectations, your parents' experiences that they want to live through you, or the forgotten child and feeling like you never existed, never learning who you truly are, can cause breaking points. Often most people put up with a narcissist as their mind finds it easier to cope with those breaking points by giving up on themselves and doing their personal best to help the narcissist and make the relationship work, whether that's a friendship, with your parents, with a partner. As the narcissist offers that intermittent reinforcement of play nice, and when your parents or your partner then suddenly start treating you right, it makes your mind believe it was something that you did, and you forever live your life to please them and meet their needs, constantly being invalidated by them, your thoughts, your feelings, how you look, what you do, who you are, and that you just don't feel good enough. Always trying to get that validation from others and getting that validation from narcissistic people, it never comes. And when you hit those breaking points, you're gaslighted by the narcissist and left feeling like you are the one with the problem, not realising your true problem is you're around a toxic narcissistic person. You are good enough, you are worthy, you can create who you are and learn to love yourself. You can learn your boundaries and stop people pleasing. There is no wrong way and no right way to live your life. With good intentions, there is only your way. If it's your parents, the fear of walking away from those who raised you can keep you in communication even though this harms you. If it's your boss, you might stay stuck in a job way longer than you should for fear of changing jobs or career, even though you are waking up full of dread about going to work. If it's your partner, the fear of being alone, the fear of what might happen to you can keep you in that relationship. If it's a friend, especially a childhood friend, and if they're a vulnerable narcissist that you want to help, the fear of walking away from them can keep you trapped in that relationship. There's a whole load of reasons why when people hit breaking points within circumstances they feel are out of their control, stay within those circumstances. Jobs, finances, illnesses and relationships can all cause breaking points. Yet most often people hit that breaking point when they know They need to change one thing, and if they change that one thing, it will change everything for them. And it is far from easy. Most people just get comfortable, even though they are uncomfortable. Most realise they need to get away from a toxic person to change their life for the better at some point. This can take years if it's your parents. It can also take years if it's your partner. We are all individuals. When we don't master the breaking point, we become stuck in places that we were never meant to be. When breaking points hit, we can fight or we can fawn. Most often in narcissistic relationships, we fawn, slowly losing who we are to avoid breaking points, not realising that it's driving us straight into one breaking point after another. Or we stand up for ourselves and fight back, not realising that this is also harming us. When things become too hard, too stressful or too emotional, our minds can fool us into backing out of what we truly need to do and staying stuck in those very situations that are causing us stress, as it seems like the easier option. When breaking points hit, narcissists can isolate you. It's far easier for them to achieve this when you're at this point. As most people, when they hit breaking points, do isolate themselves. When they're overloaded with information, human interaction becomes fearful and they go into anxiety and they start isolating themselves. And this is the point when a narcissistic person will use all their manipulative tactics of triangulation, gaslighting to help isolate you. Each and every breaking point you've been through with a narcissist and you've turned back to them for help is actually preparing you for the breaking point where you stand up and say no more, and that final breakthrough, and when you finally break free. Then one moment after years of mental or physical abuse, we take flight and we get out. That breaking point can then be the start of a catalyst, knock-on change of events, circumstances and who we are, which can lead on to a breaking point after breaking point. And each and every one you will make it through, and it makes you that little bit stronger and that little bit wiser and that little bit more resistant for the next breaking point. Then when we finally break free from toxic people, it can lead us straight into the breaking point. The stress from starting from scratch, sorting finances, walking away from parents, starting new jobs, finding new homes, becoming single parents, smear campaigns, court situations, child arrangements, finances, divorce, opinions from others, judgment from others, pride, our own pride and ego are all massive life-changing events. Learning new things, or we can gain momentum and hit the ground running, getting through each and every one, using our pain to drive us through, to push us through each moment as it hits. We can hit moments throughout, yet simply shift our focus into achieving the goal and breaking free, getting that divorce, finding the new jobs, creating the new routines, not dealing with the actual pain as we pull through it. And when we hit that momentum, it can go for 6 months, 2 years, 5 years or more. And then wham, it hits us, and it hits hard. You are not alone in these breaking points. You've been under constant stress and constant pressure. You are not alone, but you can and you will pull through it. Now, when it hits hard, the realisation of everything you've been through or made it through, or some people hit and deal with each breaking point each step of the way. Each method is normal depending on who you are. Each method, however, can hit hard emotionally and physically and can be extremely exhausting and extremely draining. We might also start to question why. When we take steps forward and things are finally working out, to take a knock back, we question ourselves, why are we feeling like this now? Why when we were doing so well have we started to feel like this? And it's normal. It's just your body trying to tell you something. Life has a way of knocking us off our feet to teach us something new, to get back up a little wiser, a little stronger, and to go again. Depending on the cause of the breaking point, if it's something you're working on for you, or if it's outside situations, they can still hit, and they do hit hard. Most moments in our lives shape us. The experience we have throughout life and those around us shape who we are. Our values, our beliefs, things we will and will not accept, how we feel about ourselves and how we feel about others. Breaking points can shape us. They can also define us. Most importantly, it can define who we are about to become. Those breaking points are not easy, yet if used correctly and worked through, we can redefine our values and our beliefs and the core to who we truly are. We can finally discover who we truly are, learning to love ourselves and discovering things about ourselves, what our true passions are, what our true goals are, and most importantly, what our true potential is. Even the most successful people in the world that you might look at and think, well, they have it all. They've never had any troubles that I've had. They have had their breaking points, some major, some minor. We are all individuals with different strengths and different weaknesses. Some hit breaking points sooner, some take longer. Some of us pull out fast, some of us take a little longer to pull out. Just like some people escape narcissistic parents fast and some take the time. Some break free from narcissistic relationships quick, some take a little longer. Some get up and running fast, some take a while. There is no wrong way or right way, only each individual's person's way. Some let it build up and then explode, others avoid and then all of a sudden everything hits them at once. One person's breaking point can seem trivial to someone else. Whatever people's problems are, they are their problems and unique to them. Even if you're experiencing similar traumatic experiences to others, everyone handles it differently. And everyone handles just how much they can take differently. With the courage to face fears, strength to pull through, finding the right coping strategies to suit you, knowing your why, knowing your outcome, breaking points can be turned into the most incredible, life-defining moments for the better. Breaking points can and will either make us or break us. Even when they break us and when we hit rock bottom, you have to remember at the bottom of the mountain is a great climb to a brighter view and different perspectives. Everything and everyone starts from something. A seed gets planted in the ground in the darkness. If watered right and with the right sunlight, it grows to a beautiful flower. Trees lose their leaves in autumn, ready to grow again in spring. A guitar is simply a guitar. Then when someone takes the time to practice and learn how to use it correctly, it makes the most beautiful sounds. So in all areas of your life, when you can learn to practice your own thoughts and your own feelings and control your own emotions, you can become the most beautiful person inside and out that you want to be. You might be able to look back at something that you worked really hard for, or when it became too hard that you quit and tried something new, things like playing an instrument, learning a new sport, starting a new job. There will also be times when you've reached breaking point yet not focused and given up on it. Or when you've reached a breaking point, pull through it and achieve the end goal that you desired and you deserved because you worked hard for it. Looking back at those breaking points can help you work through another breaking point. Now, when you've worked really, really hard for something and you've deserved something, and sometimes it comes easy, sometimes it does not. Sometimes you do need to isolate yourself just for a brief period of time and then find those people who will help you. Good people will help you. Some breaking points come to teach you that it's time to let go, give up and move on. Thinking, if I keep doing what I'm doing now, will I be happy in 5 years? Where do I want to be in 5 years? Is this going to serve me in 5 years? And if the answer's yes, and it's something you're working towards, and in 5 years, 10 years, it will come through for you, you have to give yourself that drive and determination to keep going through the breaking points. Keep looking at that end goal. Don't look at how far you've got to go. Look at how far you've come as you move through the process. When you hit those breaking points, think of how far you have come to give you the momentum to go again. Focus on the outcome, but don't focus too much on how far you've got to go when you're at breaking point. And if it's something where you think, in 5 years, is this going to serve me? No, then it's time to change the situation. Some breaking points are here to teach us to change our approach towards others or towards what we're doing, thinking, do I truly want that outcome? And if it's yes, to keep going and try new ways and try different approaches to get that end goal. Some breaking points arrive for us to simply look inwards, to take a hold of our beliefs and our values and see what we want to change within ourselves. Most people feel like they are cracking up when situations and stress levels become unbearable. When so much pressure hits in life, it can become unbalanced to the point we break down and feel like we will never get back up again. You will always get back up. A breaking point is when we face the most strain. We feel so much pressure and under so much stress. We just want to give up. When one thing just hits after another. Or when everything just hits us at once. It can build up over years. We can build momentum to keep going, and then all of a sudden, wham, everything hits. Or it can be a build-up in a single day. Breaking points are actually the most critical time to try and remain calm, which can be far from easy. Some people try to stay busy, some people try to relax, others just have to cut human interaction as they know they're going to go. We all need to work through and pull out of it ourselves in our own way. There is no wrong or right way, just your own way. When stressful things happen, the stress hormone releases natural chemicals which can throw you more out of balance. So breaking points usually have 3 stages. There's stage 1 where you become aware that you're under pressure or something just doesn't feel right, yet you still feel quite grounded and okay within yourself. Stage 2, when stress starts to build, your judgment starts to become clouded. You have to make a conscious effort not to lose it, not to give in to anger, anxiety, or become impatient. And stage 3, when you just cannot cope and you explode, often afterwards feeling embarrassed or guilty. The breaking point requires you to restructure, to find new ideas or new activities, to either work on a situation until you break through or break out of the situation before you break down. Most people have hit breakdowns, so don't worry if you've hit that before in your life. Don't worry if you've hit that now. You can build yourself back up. When every time life drives you to a breaking point and you feel like it's just too hard, too stressful, far too emotional and far too draining, you might quit, back up, run away, and it's okay to feel like this. Yet if you do, you'll not master the breaking points and they'll keep coming back stronger than the last. It's okay to back up temporarily. You've just got to get up and go again. Life is a teacher. The breaking points are part of the lessons and you are the master of your own mindset. Dealing with the stress is the 3 R's. Recognise how you are feeling. Reverse engineering seek to support or find ways to undo the stress. And resilience. Each time you build more resilience, each time it hits, it gets easier. First, acknowledge it, if at all possible, in stage 1 while she's still centred. Most of us have hit stage 3, and if you've hit that now, remember you've pulled through before and you will pull through again. We have times when we feel like life is happening to us and walking all over us, especially with hideous smear campaigns and court situations that feel like they're out of our control, what feels like never-ending games from narcissistic people, or even when you've kept yourself going throughout all of those things, reach the other side, and then out of nowhere, stage 1 hits. When we can get our thoughts and feelings taken over by outside circumstances beyond our control, it can knock us down. Once we learn, we do have the power and the choice within ourselves to choose how we are going to respond to outside circumstances. Learning to read the warning signs. We can all get caught up in life. Our minds and our bodies become drained easily when we have enormous amounts of tension, sadness, fear, anger, resentment, frustration. When you feel it building up, try to make sleep a priority. Cut down on caffeine late in the day. Try going to bed 5 minutes earlier each night. And if you're struggling to fall asleep, try getting up 5 minutes earlier each morning, which I know can be extremely difficult, but doing that will help the nighttime process. Try getting organised for the morning the night before so that you're not rushing around. Take naps if you can, just not too late in the day, otherwise it might affect your sleep at night. Avoiding bright or stimulating things for at least 30 minutes before bed and calming music instead. Writing it down on a piece of paper, all the things that you're worried about, and then easy action steps next to each one, and then take action on those action steps. You can't just write it down and then leave it because it's all just going to pile back up. You've got to write it down and just take the baby steps until you start taking the bigger steps. Just like a baby learning how to walk, you do not give up on a baby learning how to walk. They start crawling, they start lifting themselves up, they start taking a step, wobbling and falling down, but you don't just go, that one's faulty, that one's not going to learn how to walk, unless there is some medical issue there. They keep trying and parents encourage them to keep trying. So even when you've hit that point, even if you stumble, getting back up, you've got to keep getting back up. Knowing why you need to change something about the situation, knowing what the outcome is that you want. Then even if you don't know how right now, focus on why and the outcome, and you will find a way with simple steps. It just starts with those small steps first. Taking walks or getting some exercise, meditation or yoga, releases dopamine to pick yourself up, and it also helps you rest easier. Stop and take a break if you feel the pressure is brewing. It's okay to stop for 5 minutes and breathe. Really think about and focus on your breathing and calming yourself back down. See if you can cut some things from your daily chores, just temporarily until you're feeling better within. Although if that's going to make you feel worse, I would advise against that. It all depends on who you are. Don't beat yourself up. We all have a breaking point. You are not alone. Reach out for help and support when you're ready to do so. Sometimes talking it through with those who understand you can help you. Those who can give you a different perspective and a different point of view. Now, if your mind's overloaded with information and you're trying to work out your own opinions, it isn't always best getting other people's opinions because you might take those on board. So you need to level out your own mindset and your own thinking and your own opinions, and then, or reach out to people that aren't just one-sided and will just give you a one-sided point of view. Reach out to those who will give you different perspectives. Changing your state of mind, taking care of how you're talking to yourself, how you look, also helps how you feel. However you want to look is for you and you only. Finding something to laugh about, remembering a time in your life when you were really, truly happy and focus on it. When you're starting to feel yourself go down, when you're starting to feel yourself go, you need to break that mindset. You need to break your focus. And once you get stuck in that woe is me, and I'm a person that's been stuck in woe is me before. Most people get stuck and trapped in that woe is me. But then you start to spiral. So you've got to find something that makes you truly happy. Find something that makes you truly laugh and switch your state of mind and try to keep focusing on that. Now, I'm not saying those down times aren't going to hit then. It's just a way to pick yourself back up and to gain momentum in going in the right direction and the positive way. and stop focusing on the negatives. Negatives do hit, that is a part of life. It's all about working out how to get yourself back out of them. Limit contact with negative people is vital, because especially if you're in a negative mindset, they will bring you down with them. So limiting contact with negative people, surrounding yourself with positive people, and surrounding yourself with people who are doing things that you would like to do, so that your mind can see that it's possible to do that. See if you can change your situation. If you cannot change the situation, changing your attitude or your reactions to the situation. Take time to recharge yourself. Like a mobile phone, it charges faster from 50 to 100% than it does from 0% to 100%. Now, if you've got to 0%, don't worry, you can get yourself back up. Like a mobile phone, it can go to 0 to 100. It just takes a little bit longer. But once you're working through the process and you're realising you can see yourself going, pick yourself back up before you get down to the bottom. If you have hit rock bottom, feel that pain and use that pain to work for you. Use it to create motivation, to build yourself back up. The best revenge is success. And once you gain the momentum and lose the pain, you'll change the reason why. Using the pain in that moment so that you can give yourself the drive to go forward. And then once you've gained that momentum, you can change your reason why, and you can start finding the things that bring you inner joy and happiness. Rock bottom is the chance to learn from the past, create who you truly are, and climb back up. Never give up on you. Rock bottom or not, don't doubt yourself. You can and you will get back up. Walt Disney had an abusive father, went bankrupt, got turned down, had mental breakdowns. He got up to go again and achieved massive success. J.K. Rowling, one of her quotes, rock bottom became the solid foundations on which I rebuilt my life. She was a single parent and has admitted herself to being severely depressed. When she was sat on a train and started writing Harry Potter, she was turned down by, I think it was 12 publishers before getting her first break. She has achieved massive success. She used her pain to achieve massive success. When you are at rock bottom, you have nothing to lose. So now it's your chance to get back up and go again. Learn new things, become wiser and stronger than before, creating new dreams, and going no matter what the knockback until you achieve them. And massive success for you doesn't have to be in the limelight. You don't have to be the creator of something massive. We are all individuals. So if you want to go and be a hairdresser, go and be a hairdresser. If you want to go and be a builder, go and be a builder. If you want to go and stack shelves, go and stack shelves. You are serving people. You are helping people. You will make yourself feel better within yourself. It's whatever you want from your life. Being grateful for anything you do have left if you're at rock bottom, and for any achievements along the way. Know where you want to go, yet don't look how far you've got to go, especially at the start. Just keep looking at how far you've come each time. If you've got out of a toxic situation and you're going again, that's something to look at. That's something to be proud of. Learning not to focus too much on the past, too much on the pain, too much on the things. Yes, go out and learn everything that's happened to you. It helps give you more understanding and more clarity of what you've been through and why you are where you are right now. But sometimes looking back at what you've broke free from and where you are heading can help you in that moment of self-doubt. The same as why it's advisable to look at it to understand where all that self-doubt came from, writing out where all that self-doubt came from, who's told you what about you and how you should feel and how you should act, and putting in its place how you want to feel, how you want to act, who you want to be and what you want to do with your life. anyone who's got any advice that's helped them through a breaking point or helped them when they've hit rock bottom, please do add it into the comments, because we do read things differently, we do hear things differently, and that one piece of advice might just help another person back up. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.